Heidi Cavalier for organizing this together with Mary Ellen Cody. This is not only one of the most wonderful places in New Haven, it's symbolically incredibly important for this reason. Now, there's a guy that writes for the New York Times who I must read every week. His name is David Brooks. He has written about what he calls the lost fifth, meaning 20% of the population, the male population, is lost. They cannot find a job, they can't do anything. And it's community colleges like Gateway who will be the solution, and I absolutely believe that. So the fact that this organization moved downtown is out of this world, and I'm terribly grateful for this being the place. Symbolically, it has so much to do with what Stark Bank does. Heidi had to leave to take care of business, which was birth a baby of her daughter tonight, so she's gonzo, but I wanted to particularly thank them for doing it. You know, when you organize things, it just takes an enormous amount of effort. I'd also like to introduce to you my friends Mike Mills and C.C. Calloway, who are over to my left. And also one of their colleagues, his name is Paul McGuire. If you don't know, this is a group that is amazing talent, drummers of all sorts, and I've had the pleasure of being asked to play with them. So this could be my, you just don't know. But for the younger crowd here, you might not know the name Calloway, but Cece is the daughter of Cab Calloway, who was one of the great entertainers of all time. And the fact that they would agree to be here tonight is out of this world for me. And Roland has somewhat informally introduced part of my family, my wife Beth, my son Thomas, and my daughter Sarah. They're sort of the mystery guest in the process of helping to build a bank, because they've been a long way away. Tonight, to me, it feels less like a celebration of my retirement and more like a celebration of the creation of an institution, and more important, the solidification of that institution into something really enduring in New Haven, and Mayor DeStefano made mention of that. And to get very personal, in 2008, when I was asked to lead the effort to build the bank, I can tell you that I did cartwheels from Church Street all the way over to the Temple garage at being asked to do it. It was an amazing feeling. And the reason is that I've been fortunate to have a number of incredible assignments in my banking career. Some of the greatest challenges I've ever had in my life. But nothing compares to this. Nothing compares to this. And the reason is that the thought of simultaneously building a banking company from scratch while fulfilling what I regarded then, and I still regard, as a noble mission of helping individuals and families of lesser means build their wealth was absolutely overwhelming to me. And shortly after I got here, with the help of the Yale Law School Clinic, I was given a map. The map depicted household income all around New Haven, and it showed pockets of poverty with also pockets of great wealth. And from the day I started, I thought of that as a fabric. If you thought of the map they gave me as a fabric of the community, it was energizing from the word go to know that over long periods of time, our work would be helping to reinforce and make stronger those parts of the fabric that were weak. It made it easy to sell the idea of a banking company. And it's what has kept my gas tank filled from day one. And as they say in the golf world, it's been a great finishing hole. That's how I felt. But rather than reciting a whole pile of accomplishments, I'd like to make a couple connections very shortly, if I could. The first is that right now we have assets of almost $55 million. And of that, we have loans of $43 million. And of that, we have a commercial portfolio, commercial loans aggregating $20 million. That's a good deal. It's almost half and half. And while residential mortgage loans are important, so is, most importantly, commercial loans, because we are, after all, a commercial bank. What's astonishing is that that represents about 75 new account relationships with borrowers throughout the city in the surrounding area. That's less than 2.5 years. That's a big deal, if you ask me. And that portfolio fits in a very dark corner of the largest banks. But it gives you a sense that over time we can be a force to reckon with commercially. As E.F. Ficklin used to say, we've done this the difficult way, one customer at a time, and I'm very proud of my colleagues for doing that. But while we've accomplished that, we've simultaneously fulfilled our mission as being a community development bank. And just one example is the fact that since we began, we've trained over 2,500 individuals, mostly young adults, with our financial literacy programs in what we call loot camps. And a large percentage of these youngsters have opened savings accounts. So the idea that started from the very beginning has become a reality. And we can see every day the fact that youngsters are embracing savings and not consumption as much as they have in the past. So the point is that we fulfilled that mission, that dual mission simultaneously, and we just have never taken the eye off the ball of that dual mission, and I'm also very proud of that. And I must say that we've gotten great recognition for that from the U.S. Treasury. We've gotten it from the Chamber of Commerce with a partnership award, and most recently we've gotten an award from the New England Financial Marketing Association for the financial literacy. So we've put our money where our mouth is. And at the risk of sounding slightly presumptuous, I feel like we've gained a degree of respectability in the community that allows us to be thought of to some degree as the new pillar of the community. And I'll speak about the importance of that in a moment. And so the question is, well, how has that all been accomplished? And my colleagues know that I like to talk in metaphors. And in this case, I think of what we've accomplished in the same fashion as what it takes to get a wide-bodied 747 from a gate out to the active runway and get that 50-ton piece of steel launched. That's how I think of it. It isn't, therefore, about the pilot or the co-pilot. It's about the scores of people who get that accomplished. And the same has been true of us, and it continues to be true of us. So I think of our early organizers, including Mayor John DeStefano. I think of Bob Solomon, who was gracious to send his letter. I think of Chuck Muckenfuss. I think of the countless students from the Yale Law School Clinic who helped frame out our legal structure. It's the dedication and the sage advice of a board of directors, many of whom have been inside this organization for 10 years or more. And I might add, without pay and without any consideration whatsoever, except the sense of building a strong community banking enterprise. That's the consideration. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's the regulatory agencies that have the confidence to believe our business plan and our ability to execute an operating plan at a time, as has been pointed